Imagine you have the best job in the world. The year is 1917. While your brothers are dying in the muddy trenches of World War I, you're sitting in a warm, sunny studio in New Jersey. You are young, you are beautiful, and you are making more money than your father. All you have to do is paint numbers on watch dials. The paint is special. It glows in the dark. It's called Undark, and the company tells you it's safer than sunlight. They tell you it will make your cheeks pink and your health strong. But that is a lie. A lie so big that it will literally eat you alive from the inside out. Every time you point that brush with your lips to get a fine tip, you are swallowing a microscopic amount of radium. You don't feel it. It doesn't taste like poison. It tastes like nothing. Therefore, you do it again and again. By the time you realize something is wrong, it will be too late. Your jaw won't just hurt, it will fall off. Your bones won't just break, they will crumble like chalk. Today, I'm going to put you in the glowing, doomed body of a radium girl. I'm going to show you why the most dangerous thing in the 1920s wasn't a gun or a war. It was a paintbrush. Let's meet the victim. That's you. You are Grace Fryer. You are 18, smart, and ambitious. In 1917, landing a job at the United States Radium Corporation is like winning the lottery. The pay is 3 times what you'd make at a factory. The girls here are the elite. They dress well, they look healthy, and they literally glow. When you walk home at night, the dust on your clothes shines like fairy dust. People call you the ghost girls. It feels magical. The job requires precision. The numbers on the watches are tiny, only a few millimeters wide. A regular brush is too messy. So the supervisors teach you the technique. Lip dip, paint. Put the brush in your mouth to make a point. Dip it in the radium. Paint the number. Repeat. You ask, is this safe? The manager laughs. He tells you that doctors prescribe radium water to cure cancer. He tells you that radium is the elixir of life. Therefore, you trust him. Why wouldn't you? He's the boss. He's the adult, but here is the biological horror. Radium is an element that mimics calcium. Your body is smart, but it can be tricked. When you swallow radium, your body thinks, oh look, calcium for the bones. It takes that radioactive poison and deposits it directly into your jaw, your legs, and your spine. It doesn't just sit there. It bombards your surrounding tissue with alpha particles, destroying your DNA 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You aren't just painting watches. You are turning your own skeleton into a radioactive battery. And once it's in your bones, it never leaves. 0.5 years pass. You have quit the factory. You are married. You think that part of your life is over. But the radium is patient. It starts with a toothache, just a small, dull throb in your lower jaw. You go to the dentist. He pulls the tooth. It should heal, but it doesn't. The wound stays open. It oozes pus and blood. It smells like rotting meat. You try to mask the smell with perfume, but you can taste the decay in your own mouth. Then, the next tooth starts to hurt. And the next, your dentist decides to pull another one. But this time, something horrific happens. As he pulls the tooth, a piece of your jawbone comes with it. He doesn't even have to pull hard. He realizes with a shock that your jawbone isn't bone anymore. It has the consistency of a moth-eaten sponge. He reaches in with his fingers, and he lifts your entire lower jaw out of your mouth. You're disintegrating. Your legs start to shorten because your spine is collapsing under its own weight. Your hips fracture just from walking across the room. You are 24 years old, and you are trapped in the body of a 90-year-old woman. And the worst part? No one believes you. The doctors say it's syphilis. The company says you are lying. They say you're just trying to get money. They smear your reputation in the newspapers. You are dying in agony, and the world is calling you a slut. Here is where the tragedy turns into a crime. The United States Radium Corporation knew. They knew radium was dangerous. Their own scientists wore lead aprons and used tongs to handle it. But they let you, an 18-year-old girl, put in your mouth. Why? Because brushes were cheaper than glass pens. Because speed meant profit. When the first girl, Amelia Maggia, died, they falsified her death certificate. They paid doctors to lie. They hired private investigators to follow you, hoping to dig up dirt to silence you. Most people would give up. You are in constant pain. You can barely walk. You have no money. But you realize this isn't just about you. You see your friends dying. You see new girls being hired at the factory, putting that same brush in their mouths. Therefore, you decide to fight. You find a lawyer who is willing to take on one of the most powerful companies in America. It's a suicide mission. You know you won't live to spend the money. You aren't fighting for a payout. You are fighting for the truth. The trial is a media sensation. The Walking Dead women. The papers call you. The company tries to delay. They wait for you to die. They delay court dates, hoping the cancer will finish the job before the judge does. But you stay alive. You force your broken body to court every single day. You show them your rotting jaw. You show them the x-rays where your bones look like Swiss cheese. And finally, the world sees the monster behind the mask of the Radium Corporation. You win. It's a settlement, not a full victory, but it's enough to pay for your medical bills and funerals. You die shortly after, but your story doesn't end in the grave, because radium has a half-life of 1,600 years. If you go to the cemetery today and place a Geiger counter over Grace Fryer's grave, it will still click. Her body is still radioactive. She is still glowing in her coffin, a permanent, toxic monument to corporate greed. So, why does it suck to be a radium girl? It sucks because you were murdered by the people who promised you a bright future. But your suffering wasn't in vain. Because of Grace Fryer, labor laws in America changed forever. The right to sue your employer for occupational disease exists because of her. The safety regulations that protect workers today exist because she refused to die quietly. They told her she would glow. They were right. She glowed with a light that exposed the darkest corners of industry. She glowed so bright that 100 years later, we can still see her.